Hi, my name is Dana Willet, and I'm a D3 athlete, and my coach is Jim Hallberg. I just raced in Oceanside out in California, 70.3, and had a really good result. My goal was to finish in the top half of my age group, and I ended up 18th out of about, 80, 90, 100 who actually started the race. There were 150 in my age group registered, so I was thrilled, to say the least. In preparing for this race, I think the one or two things that I've really learned, I've been racing triathlon for 11 years now, and this was one of my best races ever at the age of 54. So and I'm still learning every year. There's something new. I've done race plans before the race. This year, Jim really insisted that I do it in fine detail, and then he talked me through kind of every step of the race, every preparatory thing that we could think of, and that plan itself and that discussion with him really helped solidify. There's something about putting hand to paper and writing something down that makes a connection in your brain that really helps solidify goals and thoughts and mantras and realistic hopes. So I would say that race plan is something that I will absolutely make a priority. I think another factor that made a huge difference for me at Oceanside was a training camp that I did 3 weeks prior out in Solvang, and Mike Ricci was actually the coach out there, that was super cool to have him there and in charge, and I'm able to interact with him. And of course, I was in touch with Coach Jim back here throughout that process. And I was nervous about the camp because it was cycling, emphasis on cycling, and that's my weakest link. Love the swim, love the run, struggle on the bike. So I was going because I wanted to get stronger on the bike, and we had a few conversations before the camp to prepare me mentally, as well as physically, but mostly mentally. And he reminded me that I needed to be selfish at that camp. I needed to do what was right for me. I needed to set my own goals, go my own pace, listen to my own body. Yes, follow the plan and do what was asked of me, but with almost a selfish nature. So, for example, on the second day there, we did a super long bike ride, and Jim really wanted me to go long on that day and get those miles in, even if I wasn't the fastest. And the upper tier group was back a couple of hours before me. I mean, I think I came rolling in at dinner time, by myself. They checked on me, and there was SAG and all of that, but I stuck it out, and I did what was right for me, and I went at the pace that was right for me, because that was the training that I needed at the time. And hearing his voice in my head encouraging me to do that, and to not worry about what other people were thinking or how they were performing or what their agendas were. That's always a challenge for me. So accomplishing that camp and doing it in a really healthy manner just paid dividends when it came race day at Oceanside. My coach-athlete relationship with Coach Jim is it's terrific. It's really healthy. He does not let me get away with drama. He keeps me even keel. There's ups, there's downs, life, everything, every aspect. But with training and racing, he always, even the really high highs, he keeps those in perspective, and the really low lows pulls me up from that perspective too. So I have to say, it's that kind of lack of drama that allows for consistency and allows for a really realistic assessment of where I'm at and what I'm capable of. That's one of the key things working with Jim. An example, I had a run a few weeks ago, and man, I just felt like I could not put one foot in front of the other. We had troubles with work, and I was a little bit sleep deprived, and I was just kind of plodding along and trying not to cry, and I had no energy, and I thought, all right, I just got to stop. Sent a text to Jim, said, here's what it is, because I knew in my own mind I couldn't exaggerate with him. I can only tell him what it is, the facts. Let's stick to the facts. What can I do? What can I not do? What do I have control over? Try a gel, walk for a bit, bag it if it's not working. You know, just keeps it completely reasonable. There is no no craziness there. So staying on that even keel allows for some really quality, steady, consistent training that then leads into all the results. Another thing that's great about working with Coach Jim is his ability to integrate real life stress and activities and demands with doing this great sport of triathlon. Last year we had, my husband lost his sister, I lost my brother, my husband changed jobs, we started our own business, I sold my old business. We had a kid graduate from high school, and then 2 kids in college, and just, it's been insane. And add to that a ton of travel. So Jim was really good about just checking in with me on a regular basis, and taking into account the travel stress and the life stress, and teaching me how to really look at not just my sleep hours, but the quality of my sleep, which I've learned a ton about, the quality of my nutrition, the timing of my nutrition, in accordance with everything else that was going on. So I really appreciate that input that he had. I think I'm a pretty typical triathlete-minded type A perfectionist type of person, and I worry about getting it done right, getting it done according to the plan. And this past year, I have really let go of that. I've really let go of that in a big way, looking for the results, looking for the what's the intention of a particular workout, and using that to guide me more than exactly how many minutes and does that match with Training Peaks. And not being so consumed with every workout on Training Peaks having to be green, because every day is different, and I think that's helped me a lot. I haven't been sick as much. I've been sleeping a lot better, and then I've been getting some really good results. I mentioned the race plan going into Oceanside that helped me so much, and of course, Jim and I talked through, paces and nutrition and power, and checking those numbers and what the goals were. And of course, I had looked at previous years' results of gals in my age group, and we are a crazy competitive bunch. And as we were talking through the race plan, he and I was making notes, and I was thinking about where I was going to be at different points in the race, and what, plan A, plan B, plan C, that kind of thing. And he said to me, look, here's what I want for you. I want, at the end of the race, I want you to be able to say, I felt good, I had fun, I put my best foot forward. That is a good race. And hearing those words from him, it's like it took all the pressure of the numbers off. I knew in my head, maybe not in my heart, on race day, I had the fitness that I had, and the weather was going to be what it was going to be, and all those things you have to let go of. But I wasn't going to miraculously be able to pull out an extra, 50 watts on the bike or something. It was, I had a pretty good idea, and it was going to be how I felt. And so hearing those words and having that as my kind of guiding principles for the race made all the difference in the world. In fact, I have written down those 3 phrases in a number of different places and fully intend to have those as my race goals for all of 2019. I just want to feel good. I want to have fun. And I want to get to the end of the race and say, I put my best foot forward. If I do the training in between and have that attitude on race day, I hope that all my races this year are going to be as happy and joyous and celebratory as Oceanside was.